our mission here at Los Angeles Outpatient Center is to provide a safe, engaging, and inclusive environment to individuals seeking mental health treatment. Everybody that I just named embodies our core values, which are inclusivity, compassion, collaboration, and RESPECT. Candance Simmons. Give it up for Candance. Just take the mic.
Hello everyone, I'm Candance Simmons. I am also part of the Culver City Chamber on the board with Kim. I'm also part of the Women in Business Committee that we all represent as well. And I'm here today because I'm going to talk to you about the power of color, what you wear, how you wear it, and how it makes a statement before you even communicate anything. And also, I'm going to talk to you about how to attract your ideal client without saying a word. So there we have it. First impressions are lasting. So you don't get a second chance to make a first impression. So what I want to talk about tonight, because we are in a networking session, is how you can connect with someone without saying a word. I'm going to talk about colors, I'm going to talk about accessories, and then I'm going to talk about statement pieces. So, did you guys notice that Dominique noticed Yeshiva without even Yeshiva saying a word? What stood out, Yeshiva? Why did she notice you?
I just bought the belt.
Yeah, she just bought the belt. So it was an accessory. So when you think about it, we all came out tonight for different reasons, but we definitely came out to either connect, to collaborate, and in my case, to be unforgettable, right? So those are things that you do when you're going out to a networking session. You're trying to figure out, how do I make that connection? How do I pull someone in? And sometimes if you're just showing up and you're not really sure who's going to be in the room, it's important for you to arrive and be in the room. And that starts at home. Because I want to make a connection without saying a word. I want them to want to talk to me. And the way I do that, I just went to a networking event at Chevrolet, and I wore a license plate handbag. It didn't matter what I had on. But the fact that I was carrying that license plate handbag, guess what? I met the owner, I met his wife, I met several people in the community that I would not have necessarily spoken to, but they came to talk to me because I had a piece that was speaking before I even said a word. So let's talk about color for a moment. Look around the room. What are some of the colors that you notice? The royal blue, that's your favorite blue. The teal, yes, the teal blue, the orange. And I love that she had all the colors on that I was going to speak about today. So starting with teal. I chose teal today because LAOP colors, it's a shade of blue. It's also a shade of white. So when you walk into a room and it's someone's brand colors, they already won. They feel the connection already. So teal is a color that it definitely is a power color. It speaks to clarity and it also speaks to leadership. So I wanted to be seen as one of the leaders in the room. I also wanted to make the connection with other women in the room. So I chose teal. Now, white, when you think about the color white, what feelings or emotions do you think white would generate? Purity, peace, yes, cleansing, refreshing, resetting. So Ann, can you stand up for a moment?
I don't know if I should pose or what.
Add it more. So, if you saw Ann in a networking event, you would probably be drawn to her because white It's a reset color. It speaks to being open. And so Anne would be an easy person to approach. Easy. Thank you, Anne. Now, Marcia, stand on up. And ladies, just so you know, these are a few of the ambassadors at All That and More, and so they come out and they support me. So yes, everything they're wearing is from the new team. Watch your step. Watch your step.
You don't want to, Marsha. I'll take that.
So Marcia is wearing a shade of white, and the base of her dress is white. So again, she's open to conversation, she's resetting, it's purity. But the other color that stands out is orange. So that orange, when you think about orange, it speaks bold, it speaks warmth, it also speaks clarity, not clarity, it speaks confidence, and it gives a great energy. So again, when you think of summer shades, definitely think white, definitely think orange, and I highly recommend teal. So, moving along here. So, have you ever thought about red as being a summer color? Red. You see it, right? Yeah. So, red is generally a color of power, of passion, and it's definitely a confidence color. So red is a shade that if you were going out and you needed to take control or take command of a room, red would be that color. Because when you show up in red, you're saying, I'm not here to play small. So you can do it in ways that either you come in bold and you give them all red, or you do it a little more subtle. You could pop a red lip, you could do a red handbag, but it definitely will command attention, and folks are gonna say, she's not playing small, she means business. Another color that I wanna talk about is Kelly green. What emotions do you think this Kelly green brings, or what do you think it represents? Money, exactly. Kelly green is definitely a color that speaks to growth and it speaks to prosperity. So when you think about when is a good time to speak or wear green, whenever you're thinking about abundance, you're going out to sign a deal, a contract, put your green on because you're saying, show me the money. Show me the money. And it's also a great color, like I said, for business deals, for partnerships, and it's a color that people really lean into. So when you see shades of green and different pieces, you can lean into that. So people will be a little bit more drawn in. It also speaks to grounding. So, green and black, Tawana. So, here, Tawana, watch your steps. So, black is a color that we may not think summer, but you can definitely wear it in the summer. Mix black and white, add some green for grounding, and we added some pink here too. So these are colors that it's open. So you're saying, in this instance, she's saying, I'm here to connect. Oftentimes when you wear shades of black in the summer, just lighten it up. Just how you layered that piece on top where it's the floral print, you're lightening things up. So don't think of just black as elegant, or some people think of black as dark. Definitely think of black for slimming, but also think about black in the summertime. Watch your step. The last color I want to talk about is yellow. So when you think of yellow, what do you think about? Vibrant. Yes. Mellow yellow, yes. Does it evoke joy?
Yes.
Optimism? Yeah, so when you're going into networking events, don't hide. Bring the joy. Have folks think of coming and engaging with you in a way that ties back into your business, or it ties back into the reason why you want to connect with people. Because you can connect with people without saying a word. but you have to enter the room intentionally knowing what you're here to do and what your assignment is. So now I want to talk about, any questions before I move on? Okay, so now I want to talk about how your style is a handshake that you give with your eyes. And when you walk into a room, you're having a conversation with everyone in the room just by how you show up. So when you're showing up at networking events, make sure you're showing up in a way that speaks to why you're there. A lot of people go in and they say, I was there, and no one met them. Because they were there and they were in the corner, they were there, they weren't really sure. They were hesitant to engage. But if you walk in wearing that white belt, they're like, oh, excuse me, that's a really cute belt you're wearing. They're gonna look at you and say, I love that jacket. Those are great icebreakers. I looked at you and said, oh, you're just glowing in all the colors. You're not afraid of color, and I love it. And that's what breaks the ice. So instead of going into networking events unprepared, not really ready to connect, be intentional. Some of the shades that you're choosing, rethink them. If you're looking to connect in a way without saying a word, you want to think about why you're there and be intentional about what you put on. And if you need any help, you're not sure, I am here at All That and More Boutique. I've been there for 15 years. I'm the youngest of 5, and I was shy. I had a speech impediment growing up. I'm very intentional about how I speak and what I say, and I'm extremely intentional about how I connect with people. And it's so important, because why miss a moment? Because you didn't take the time to be intentional about how you connected. So what I brought tonight was snippets of little things that we have at All That and More to give you a sense of our style. We believe that it's so important that women show up into the room, as well as men, because I've styled a few men clients too, into the room, own your space, and have those conversations. Make your engagements softly by the way you style and how you show up. And if you need assistance with styling for your body type, your lifestyle, that's what we do.